Hello there guys, welcome back to my channel for an official news video because Chelsea Football Club have this morning officially appointed Petr Cech as the new, and let me read this so I get the phrase completely right, as the new technical and performance advisor of the club, which is obviously a slightly interesting term because that is not really a term and a job that is known to be a thing in clubs, I guess, in that phrase at least. So we kind of just made a new job for Petr Cech. Why not? Why the bloody hell not? I don't see a single bad thing about Petr Cech returning to Chelsea. I'm very happy about it. He's coming home. And, in the few interviews and clips and videos we saw this morning, of course, it just, when he was at the bridge and stuff, it just felt like he was coming home. He was like, oh yeah, we used to have a row more here, didn't we? And why is there so much space? And always calling it we. And it's his home, He obviously left, to join Arsenal after the 2014-15 season. Obviously, after we won the league under Mourinho, he left to join Arsenal. We let him do that because obviously he wanted to stay in London with his family and stuff, but wasn't first choice at Chelsea anymore, wasn't first choice, at Arsenal in the end anymore either, I guess, but he still played plenty. And now he's back. He's back where he belongs, not at Arsenal, and that is obviously great to see. Of course, before getting into the rest of the video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. We're only like a bit more than 200, or I guess almost 300 subscribers away from 5,000 subscribers, which would be great if we could hit that, obviously, as soon as possible. But I don't know if it's in the next week, 2 weeks, whatever. That would be great. So, like I say, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mum, tell your nan, tell your granddad. Tell everyone who wants to know and tell them to subscribe to my channel. That'd be great. Also, drop a like on this video if you do enjoy my content. If you're happy that Petr Cech is, now again part of Chelsea Football Club. And of course, also your thoughts down in the comment section below on the whole appointment. Now, getting into it, I will just simply read out the statement by Chelsea Football Club because, in case any of you haven't read it, that's kind of what we need to get out of the way to kind of start talking about it after that. Now, like I said, Petr Cech returns to Chelsea as technical and performance advisor. The focus of the job will be to provide advice on all football and performance matters throughout the club, as well as embed and facilitate strong links between the men's and academy teams, ensuring that the various support departments are working together effectively. Petr will be based at Cobham and will work closely with Chelsea director Marina Granovskaya. Says pictured above, picture. His role will also align him with the men's first team coaching and backroom staff, travelling with the team home and away with an emphasis on strategy and performance. Then obviously you have the interview by Cech, him saying, I feel very privileged to have this opportunity to join Chelsea FC again and help create the best possible high-level performance environment to continue the success the club has had over the past 15 years. I'm looking forward to the new challenge and hope I can use all of my football knowledge and experience to help the team achieve even more success in the future. Then we have, of course, a statement by Marina Granovskaya, which doesn't really matter that much in this case. And then obviously we're kind of just, they highlighted Cech's career at Chelsea. In the past, of course, joining us in 2004 from Rennes in France, and obviously, moving on from that. Now, it is an interesting role. It is, a role that I didn't exactly expect him to take over. I also saw a tweet by a journalist that I want to read out to you, which I thought was quite interesting because, like I say, I mentioned Michael Emenalo, or did I? I started recording this twice. I'm not sure when I mentioned Emenalo, but he's not exactly taken over the role that Emenalo had before he left, which most people kind of expected Cech to be the technical director or the sporting director, whatever you want to call it. And what apparently is the case is what this journalist tweeted is, I'm told that Cech shouldn't be seen as direct replacement for Emenalo at Chelsea or regarded as a sporting director like rumour target Luis Campos, who is obviously a sporting director currently, I think, working at Lille in France again. But obviously, we've kind of been linked with him for, well, quite a while now, actually. It feels like more than a year now. So, anyway. He continues saying that he will have some say on transfers from the get-go, but his influence on that will grow over time with the more experience he gets, which to me makes a lot of sense because that was the only criticism, or maybe not criticism, but doubt I had over his appointment is, does he actually have the credentials? Does he have the experience in doing that job? As the, what we thought he would be, the technical director, the sporting director, and he really doesn't. But, putting him into this role, just making sure that everything works best, kind of being a kind of intermediate step between the board. Obviously, even the statement by Chelsea said he will be working closely with Marina Granovskaya herself and the first team and the academy. He will be working with everyone. He will be working with the new manager, which will be Frank Lampard. I will also mention that in this video quickly. And obviously whoever else is in the coaching staff, I'm sure he will also deal with, the loanies, like I say, the academy. And I think that's a really important role to be in because I feel like a lack of communication or problems with communication have always been a major problem at Chelsea, and that is why I think a lot of the problems, or that's I think a lot of the problems that we've had in in the recent past, I guess, have stemmed from. So I think appointing someone that is very well respected in football, but especially in the club, everyone knows him at the club. Of course, he only left 4 years ago, so it's really not that long. I mean, a lot of the people in the backroom staff are the same, especially if Lampard comes back, or when he comes back. Makelele might come back as well, Drogba possibly. So there's a lot of familiar faces for him and for everybody, and him being a familiar face for everybody around as well. So that can only be good in my opinion. I find it interesting that he will travel to every game with the first team, home and away. I didn't expect that. I'm not exactly sure what the point of that will be. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess, over time. But generally, I'm very happy about this appointment, and I also think that the longer time, the more time goes on, the better he will be suited to, just being in charge of transfers as well, or playing a big role in the decision over transfers as well. And now with the transfer ban, that's actually quite handy because he can take the new job, and then start finding his feet, I guess, in this new role, in a completely new type of role within football still, which he's obviously been in for a long time as a player. But being a player and being part of the backroom staff or being part of the staff of a football club is a completely different, kettle of fish, I guess. So it's a different thing, and I like the fact that he will have a say on transfers. But now when he's appointed, we actually have a transfer ban, so that is not that much of a focus. So when we do sign players, he will have gained more experience, and maybe he's less likely to make a bit of a mistake in that sense, possibly. And also, if he did make a mistake straight away, if we didn't have a transfer ban, the fans might possibly scrutinise him straight away and say, all the like we had with Emenalo, when everyone criticised him, including myself, I have to admit, when he probably wasn't as much as fault as we all blamed him. But yeah, that is obviously the situation. And like I say, I'm pretty damn happy about it. It's just good to see him back, and it's just good to welcome him home. And I generally like the idea of just bringing a lot of familiar faces, a lot of legends back, because the club clearly, the hierarchy clearly weren't happy with the division between club and fans, and the division within the fan base as well. And they hope to kind of achieve more unity within the club by appointing these kind of not former legends, former players, which, in my opinion is good. I just hope that we don't just appoint them for that. I also hope that they have the credentials, that the club do believe that they are very good at what they're appointed to be doing. And I do believe that Petr Cech is very good, should be very good at what he's appointed to be doing, similar to, hopefully, Frank Lampard, and probably Claude Makelele. Not sure if and what exact role Didier Drogba will take on, or would take on, if he was to come in as well, in a bigger role than just being an ambassador, which he of course already is. So there's a lot of good things about it. Like I say, I just hope it's not just about getting a better vibe to the club, because that is important. But at the same time, having the best people for those jobs is more important than just having people that make everything happy and, good times, it's all happy and Chelsea, whatever. So that is more important. And of course, I quickly do want to touch on the Frank Lampard situation, because there's not really that much more to say on Petr Cech. I'm glad he's back. It's going to be interesting to see what exactly his role is going to be, because, I don't think anyone is 100% certain yet. I don't know how long it will take for us to fully find out what exactly his job is, because it's not like, he's going to talk to the media every day and we're going to see him do something every day, because he's not going to be on the football pitch, is he? So, it will be interesting to find out about that. But the one thing I do want to mention about Frank Lampard is, it's pretty much done. It seems like Derby County just want to shore up that they have a replacement lined up, and they don't end up being having cold feet, or not cold feet. Don't know the English expression, but as in, we have Lampard, and then out of nowhere they just can't really find a replacement for him that they're happy with. So they kind of, before letting him go to Chelsea, they want to sort out their replacement. Not officially appoint him maybe, but have everything sorted, and they're very close to agreeing things. And once that is completed, Lampard will, almost certainly, or certainly join Chelsea Football Club. It is also said that, Lampard is currently on holiday with his family, with his wife. Not sure whether the kids are there as well, but with his wife. He's there right now. He celebrated his 41st birthday yesterday. To you, Frank Lampard, happy birthday. It's time to come home now. So, once he comes back from that, and by then Derby should have finalised or be closer to finding a replacement, and then Frank Lampard will be announced as the Chelsea manager, which, at this point, with Sarri having left to Juventus, of course, will be very interesting. And, I am looking forward to as well. And, what else can I really say? Obviously, I will make a video on that once that is official. I will talk about what I think Lampard will bring to the club, as in coaching staff in the background, what Jody Morris will do with the loanies, with who will be our striker, who will be the midfield. I will talk about that. There will be a video made on all of that in due time. So, watch out for that. Again, subscribe for that if you don't want to miss out on that. And another thing I quickly want to mention before finishing this video off is Maurizio Sarri's first press conference at Juventus yesterday, I think it was yesterday, when he said, obviously, certain things and saying that, you know, at Napoli, he had a team, and at Chelsea he had 7 or 8 real individualists that played like individualists that made it a lot more tricky to play his style, which I completely agree with. And that's just kind of what happens when you play under Conte and Mourinho, pragmatists as managers, because they focus on a defensive structure and then they just let their attackers do their thing. You know, especially Mourinho does that and has confirmed that. Conte, in my opinion, does that as well. Some people might disagree, but to me, the way we played under Conte, once we got further forward than the wing-backs, it was kind of just let them do, rather than, you know, being completely structured like it is under Sarri. And that's just kind of what you turn into. I do also think that Sarri will face similar problems, at least at the start, at Juventus, especially with Ronaldo, Dybala, and some other players as well. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Some people criticized him for saying Juventus is a step up from Chelsea. I mean, if you're going to deny that, I don't know, you just, well, living in denial, because Juventus are a bigger club than Chelsea Football Club at this moment. They might not have as much money because they're not in the Premier League. They're a bigger club. They stand much more of a chance to win the Champions League than we do. They should be guaranteed to win the Italian League. Yes, you can say the Italian League is easier to win, but, you know, I'd rather win the Italian League, which is a little bit easier, than, I don't know, come 7th or 8th, which we might well do, you know, become in the Premier League next season. So, you know, you can talk about different things. And he said, obviously, even also players-wise, it is another step up from Juventus, just to Juventus squad-wise, which I can't disagree with. And then Jorginho's agent said certain things that, you know, first he said Jorginho's happy and doesn't want to go anywhere, but then he said, it's a long summer, we're only early on in the window and you never know what might happen. But, you know, everyone else has reported that Chelsea will refuse any sort of advances for Jorginho, whether that is to Juventus with Sarri or to any other club. We will not, you know, entertain that idea. Of course, we can't replace him, and we paid a lot of money for him last summer. And yeah, you know, depending on how Frank Lampard wants to use him, he, of course, will be an important part of the squad for next season. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. Like I said in the beginning, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Let's hit the 5,000 subscribers, whether it's with this video or any of the next few videos. That would be, of course, great. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, if you're happy that Petr Cech has been appointed or has, you know, returned to Chelsea Football Club. And like I said, again, all of your thoughts, you know, on the situation. What do you think of his role? What do you think of him not exactly being a replacement for Emenalo, but taking on, to an extent, a bigger role, to an extent, a lesser role, just in different kind of areas, more of a variety of a role rather than just a sporting director. And also the situation with Sarri, his comments, and Jorginho as well. Leave me your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. But yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. Up the shelves, and I'll see you when I see you.